conference, the American. Feels good to be back in this sunshine. I did get a chance to experience some beautiful sunrises um, out in DC. That's where the conference was. Some beautiful weather. I'm happy to be back, and it was fun doing the videos in DC indoors. I wasn't able to do it outdoors, but uh, flexibility. You need that on this journey. So we've been exploring spiritual athlete, and being at the APA conference, uh, kind of opened me up to something that or helped me see something that I already do from a different perspective, and I'm sure many of you do it already too. Um, I got a chance to experience how um, the mind of a spiritual athlete, how we described it, and say the scientific mind are really kind of one and the same. It was really cool and really refreshing to be around so many scientists who, um, some may be looking at their work from a spiritual context, others may not, but just the process in and of itself is one of growth and exploration. So, we talk about how we, do the simple thing over and over again, and we discover more about ourselves. It opens us up to new possibilities. The scientific process was no different. Just being able to be with so many scientists who are sharing their work, and I'm aware of this, but to see it over and over again from other people in such a short period of time really kind of solidified it in a way, or really just made it more present for me to see how so many um, these scientists will start off with a question. And this question may be something simple, like I'll use something that pertains to me and what we do, how we interact. This question may be something simple like, can, um, can meditation heal me from addiction? Or can I use meditation to heal myself from addiction? So the scientific process may start off with a basic question like that. I'm talking about my experience at the American Psychological Association this past week. So a scientific process may start off with something simple like that. Can I use meditation to heal myself from addiction? And the next stage in that process may be something along the lines of exploring what meditation may actually be, and how to get into a state of meditation. How do I get my nervous system into a state where it can support meditation? Oh, this requires me engaging my body in a certain way. How do I use my body in a way where I can get my nervous system to a state where it can support meditation? Right? So you go on that journey, and you're asking yourself these questions, and then once you start to get some answers and you're testing, once you start to get some answers, you start to test. Now, once you start to test, you track your progress, and you're able to look back over time to see how you've changed throughout this process, right? And then once you've able to measure your change, you present it to other people to maybe see if there's something you might have missed. Maybe there's some blind spots, maybe there's some weak spots, some things you may need to refine. All the while you're still testing on yourself. All the while you're still practicing. All the while you're still getting up and doing the same things every day. And then you get to a point where you can test it on other people. Now you know it works. It's safe. You can get consistent results within yourself. Now you test it on other people, and you see if you can replicate those results. Uh, this is what we do. This is what I do with meditation, with qigong, with yoga, with these breath exercises. I've already gone through that process for years, just like the scientists. They've done it for years, and they and they spent years to answer those questions. And so when we're, let's say, a spiritual athlete and we're on this journey and we're using these practices to transform ourselves and to heal ourselves, we have to understand that it does take time and effort. How much time and effort will be different for each person because every person is coming from different circumstances. But nonetheless, it will take time and effort, and it will take you exploring yourself little by little every day, learning new things about yourself little by little every day until, like how I say, your world opens up. Just the scientists that I was with over this weekend, they started with a little question, and now here they are presenting the answers to that question in front of thousands upon thousands of people, and those answers will, their findings will then go out and affect, potentially millions of people. And so this is the power we have to affect the world around us through us being consistent and us showing up intentionally every day. So, you know, I just related how having the mind of the spiritual athlete, as we described it, pertains to the scientific mind. Just making that correlation after being at the APA conference this week, and just really having a great experience. And I'll share more about that. I'll do a full podcast episode about it with some clips from the conference, so people can kind of get an idea of what it's like. It's an event where you either have to be a member or be sponsored. It's not just open to the public like that, but I think it's a cool. I want to share it, and it's cool because not everybody, most people don't get a chance to see these spaces where scientists work, where decision makers are, and a lot of these findings and research are the things that get used to build the world around you. So I want to share it so people can kind of get an idea of what that's like. And then I'll kind of share my input on those things too. So that episode will be coming soon, and I'll put together the clips so everyone can get an inside glimpse as to what a conference like that is like. But we're about to hop into our morning qigong. As usual, I've already done most of my morning routine, and this qigong is just me focusing on a little bit of areas that I feel like can use a little of attention. I sat down a lot more at this conference than I normally do, so I want to make sure I wake up some areas in my body a little bit more. So I really want to get into my hips. I like to keep that space nice and relaxed, because when your hips and your lower back feels good, everything in your life moves with so much more ease. Here's that sun. It's coming. Rise and shine. Yeah, that's wonderful. That's beautiful. All right, let's do it. Pull in the ears. Some of you know this calms your nervous system, relaxes your nervous system. Just a slight pull. You're not pulling hard. Breathing deeply. It's getting all around the ears, all around your earlobes. Slight, gentle massage on the scalp. Nice and easy. We're just moving it around a little bit. Drop down to the face. With our neck. Nice and easy. We keep these morning sessions nice and quick. We don't want this to feel like work. We just want to feel a little bit better so that we build that habit of doing it. But it takes being intentional. Remember, as we build habits, we always want to be aware of them. So if they start to not serve us, we can make that change. We're accustomed to making changes. We're not stagnant. We're not stuck. We're flexible. Remember to breathe. Rolling the shoulders back now. Now we're going to fan is fire. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Slow it down, nice and easy. Inhale. Exhale. Pay attention to your posture. Inhale. Exhale. Back nice and straight. Inhale. Exhale. Arch the shoulders. Get deep. Flex the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hands together. Push forward. Nice deep stretch in the spine. Keep blowing out. Open up. Inhale. Relax. Relax. Stretching that upper spine a little bit to wake up the bottom part of your spine, the base of your spine. Work those hips. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Breathe, breathe. Reverse, nice and easy. Nice and easy. Relax. In. Look all the way over the shoulder. We're relaxing that vagus nerve. Nice good bend in the back. Want the body to swing nice and loose. Sometimes people have a lot of tension and they struggle to do it. It's like very stiff. So you just want to practice and continue to breathe. And you want it to be nice and loose. You want that. You want your vagus nerve to be accustomed to feeling relaxed. You walk through your day more relaxed and alert. Beautiful. Work the hips a little bit more. Beautiful. Reverse. Remember to breathe. Remember to breathe. Now we're going to do a nice deep squat. It's going to open up the hips really good. And we're going to rest in it a little bit. So I'm on a little bit of a slant, so it may be a little tricky. I'll turn so I get more balance, but you still can see. And if you can, try and face your feet forward. If you can't, they can be pointed out. But the main thing is we want to put most of the weight on kind of our groin area and really open up that space. And you'll see once you can get deep into this squat, you'll feel a lot of release, a lot of relief. And so most of what we do with Qigong and yoga, most of what I do and what I guide people through, of course there's more to it, is opening up this space from here on up. Because once you get ease of flow through your spine, all of a sudden it's so much easier to be intentional. It's so much easier to be conscious. You're so much more aware of the changes in your body. And you can focus with very little effort. And whereas before, when your body's in a lot of pain, it's a lot more challenging to focus. You know, you always want to give your attention to that pain or something to distract you from the pain. Whereas this, you can notice it, you can make the adjustment and move forward, and the pain will subside because you're caring for your body in a certain way. You're caring for your mind in a certain way. So find a good base. Right, and we're gonna get all the way down. We're gonna rest in this squat. We're gonna breathe. We're opening up the base of our spine, opening it up. Breathe. Rise up out of it, using your glutes, not your back. Let's do a couple more. Rest. See if you can rest in it. I know this one's challenging, and some people are naturally good at doing these types of squats, and for others, it's really difficult. I was someone who couldn't do this squat. Even though I was an athlete, even though I was very strong, I didn't have that balance. And it took practice, and now I'm able to do it. So give yourself time. Be consistent is what we're talking about. All right. Let's make a quick ball. Yeah. See already feel looser. Sometimes it doesn't take much. It's just being aware of where you need the attention. You put forth the effort over the years to become familiar with your body. And now you can get right to the area that needs the attention and make the adjustment and go back to feeling good. That's what it's all about. Feeling good. Life should feel good. Nice and easy. Breathe. Remember, we're keeping these nice and easy. Breathe. Keep these morning sessions nice, easy, nice and short. We're not trying to have it take up a big part of your day. We just want to start to feel better, building that consistency. Center, left hand, we're going to push down, right hand up. It's a nice, good stretch. Breathe. Reverse that stretch. Nice squat. Extend. Reverse that stretch. Nice squat. Extend. Palm to the sky, palm to the ground. Reverse that. Extend. Beautiful, beautiful. Back to center. Gather all the goodness around me. Harness it. Embrace it. Share my gifts and talents with creation for the betterment of creation. I gather all the goodness around me. I harness it. Embrace it. Share my gifts and talents with creation for the betterment of creation. Last one. I gather all the goodness around me. Breathe deep. Harness it. Embrace it. Share my gifts and talents with creation for the betterment of creation. And thank you. Thank everybody for tuning in, hopping in on this morning Qi Gong. Keep going. You'll start to feel great. And just be aware of any little changes you feel in your body. It's very common to feel some tingling in your hands, in your arms when you're doing Qigong. And really focus there and breathe deep and see if you could extend that sensation deeper down your arms. Feel it in your chest. Look, I got a baby bunny running up to me. What's up, little friend? See if you could feel that in your, see if you can get that sensation to move uh, deeper down your arms. You feel it in your face. Once we start to get into some of the postures, you'll start to feel it coming up your legs. You want to really extend that oxygen. That's what that is, blood-rich oxygen, um, moving throughout your body. Your cells are responding. So we want to know that that energy is getting going everywhere. So really concentrate on that sensation. Breathe. You can move with even more ease, nice and slow, and really work that sensation throughout your body, and you can really feel it working. So, um, like always, I hope this was helpful. And just enjoy your day. Make today a wonderful day. And may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be well. Here's that lovely sunrise. It's moving. When we started, it was below the horizon. It's moving. We're moving. All right. See you all next time.